Hey guys, glad to see you guys again. I know that I have the same hair and the same makeup and the same shirt and the same background from the last video that you just watched, but it's because I'm kind of on a video filming binge because I haven't been putting content up on this channel, and I really want to try to start putting content more regularly up for you guys. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please don't hesitate to leave any suggestions in the comments for any new content that you would like me to share with you guys. So let's get into this video. This is going to be a little bit more of a serious tip, but this video is going to be on the topic of jealousy. It's kind of an interesting, weird kind of topic to touch on, but it is a true real emotion that people who are struggling with infertility go through. And I'm not going to speak for all women who are going through infertility and they experience this, but I'm going to speak for myself. And I am currently struggling with infertility. My husband and I have been trying to actively have a child since 2014, so just over 3 years. And when I say actively, I mean we actually saw a fertility specialist. We went forward with a surgery to remove a uterine septum from my uterus. We took, basically we did all the prerequisites, I guess you could say, up to doing an IUI. And right before we were getting ready to move forward with an IUI, my, what do you call it? I can't even think of the name of it now, but it's the ultrasound. Well, it's not an ultrasound. It's like an x-ray of your ovaries and your uterus. And basically they put a dye inside. I'm just totally drawing a blank on the name. But they put a dye inside to make sure that you don't have any clogged fallopian tubes or anything like that, and that everything looks good. Basically what we saw in my x-ray was that I indeed do not have clogged fallopian tubes, even though one doctor kind of felt like one tube was a little and my actual fertility specialist was like, no, I don't think that it is. But the one thing that they did see was that I have another uterine septum. So basically we were in the process of getting ready to have the surgery, and just things didn't go accordingly, and it was the new year, and so my deductible started all over again, which meant the whole surgery would have been out of pocket, which before, with us being at an 80-20, only having to pay 20% and our coverage was 80%, we were going to only have to pay about just under $700 for the surgery, which is still pretty steep. But after the new year started and I had to start paying into a deductible all over again, I would have had to pay $3,500 out of my own pocket, which basically would have brought me to my deductible being paid, but I would have been broke. So we chose to stop there, unfortunately, and we have not been able to have the surgery since. But at the beginning of January, I will be on a whole new insurance and we're going to start getting some things done. So you never know what's going to happen next year. But for now, this is kind of where my journey stopped. So that brings us to our present day. And I just really wanted to do this video because I felt like this topic is very taboo. I feel like there are so many women who are struggling with infertility who feel the same emotion, but feel like it's wrong to speak on it. So I thought I would be a spokesperson and I would speak on this topic because that's kind of what I do. I'm not really afraid to talk about things that I'm not supposed to talk about. I'm the girl who wants to talk about it. So, yeah, jealousy. I mean, it is a true, real emotion that I think women are afraid to say that they feel because, I mean, let's just be honest. When somebody says they're jealous of something, it's kind of like, whoa, kick back. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that deep, but in this situation, it is that deep. There's so many times where I see a young girl who literally lost her virginity and she got pregnant on her first time, or the girl who doesn't even want to have a baby and she gets pregnant like that, or, you know, just so many situations where I'm like, if I was in that position, I would be taking full advantage of this, and here are people who are just not, and it's so frustrating. And I just wish I could have what they have. And that is not, it's not coming from a malicious place or a place of negativity, really. I mean, I guess it is kind of a negative emotion, but what emotion doesn't have an up and a down? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I don't know. I just know that I deal with this a lot. A prime example is, if you've been following my journey from the beginning, then you know I have a cousin who had a little boy in 2014, 15, 2015. Yeah, 2015. She had a little boy, and he turned a year last year, and that was probably the first time that I really went and saw him. So let me rewind a little bit. So I'm kind of a little bit scatterbrained, sorry. So basically, the day that my husband and I found out that we were not pregnant, and the whole reason why we even tried was because I had a follicle scan at a fertility clinic, and they saw that I had a very mature egg or follicle that had a mature egg, and he really genuinely thought I was going to ovulate. And I don't ovulate on my own due to PCOS. So this was kind of a big deal, and he wanted us to try naturally and said, if I had to guess, you're going to ovulate within the next couple of days, so you might want to get on it and do the happy dance. And so we did, and we found out on a Saturday morning that we were not pregnant. And it just happened to be the same day that my cousin was having a barbecue, and she invited all the family, and we were going to go, but I said, I need a therapy session because I'm so sad that we're not pregnant, and I'm so sad that this didn't work for us, so I just needed to go vent to my therapist. And so we went to a therapy session, and it was a great session. I got to get a lot of emotion out, which I think is another really important thing when it comes to infertility, that you have some type of an outlet to get your emotions out, because then you can really get depressed, and that's just not a good look for anybody. So definitely you need to get through and deal with your emotions. Don't keep them inside. That's definitely something that I would suggest strongly for anybody who's dealing with infertility. Do not keep your emotions in. Do not keep your feelings to yourself. Try and find somebody that you can confide in, anybody, because it truly will help you get through some of these feelings. But so we're driving home from the therapy appointment, and we're headed to the barbecue. And my mom calls me, and she tells me that my aunt, who's the mother of my cousin, I'm not going to say names because I don't know if she watches my videos or not, and I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable, but she told me that the mother, my aunt of my cousin, that she had won the lottery. And I was like freaking out, like what the hell? Like I was so excited for her, and I was like, how much? Like when did she get it? Like what, like what's going on? And my mom was like, she won the jackpot. And she was like, but she's not going to get paid out for another 9 months. And when she said 9 months, I was like, somebody's pregnant. And instantly I said, who's pregnant? And my mom kind of laughed, and she said, your cousin is. And I'm not going to lie, you guys, punch to the gut. I mean, I just felt instantly sick. I instantly felt anger. I was just so upset. And then she hopped on the phone, and I was crying, and I was like, congratulations, I'm so happy for you. And I just was like, wow, like this is great. And I just kept saying, wow, I'm so happy for you. And she's like, you're going to make me cry. And I'm like, I'm already crying. And it was just like this emotional thing. And I just remember I went home and I cried, and I just said, why not me? Just, I was trying so hard not to cry, you guys. I just had this very strong feeling of why not me? And it was really hard for me to deal. It really was hard for me to deal. Like even up into her baby shower, I think I avoided her at all costs. And it was just one of those things. And a little bit of backstory. My cousin, our whole lives growing up, she never wanted children. She just did not want children. She was very content with the idea that she would grow up, she would get married, and her husband would live happily ever after. And that was just kind of her thing. And she even got married, and her husband did their thing for a couple of years until, oh gosh, no, about 4 years, 3 to 4 years after they were married. That's when her husband was kind of like, I think I changed my mind. I think I want to have a baby. And she was like, I don't know. I don't think I want to. And in the end, they decided they would try, and boom, first shot, they got pregnant. So, it was just a really harsh reality for me. And then I felt like after that, everybody and their mother was getting pregnant. Everybody and their mother was making an announcement. And I was just like, what about me? You just have this moment, but that's like one of the biggest things that I want to stress. They're moments. They're moments of just overwhelming emotions of sadness and happiness. And I was very happy for my cousin, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I was so sad for myself. And it was just a moment. And I had that moment throughout her whole pregnancy. It came to her baby shower. I really contemplated whether I wanted to go or not. And in the end, I said, you know what? I'm going to go. And it was really hard. It was really hard. I had to excuse myself and go to the bathroom and bawl my eyes out. And then I was able to come back and join everybody. Like, it was just really emotional for me. And I couldn't help but feel to myself like I wanted what she had, or what she was going to have. And it was just, it was such an emotional roller coaster. But I have to tell you, a lot of my family was like, it's not right. It's not right that you're feeling this way. It's not right that you won't go see her. It's not right that you don't, because even after she had the baby, I don't really think I interacted with her child until I went to his first birthday last December. And it was really then when I saw, you guys, it's so hard. When I saw the happiness that she had for this little boy, I realized that some things are unpredictable and some things you just can't plan for. And she wasn't planning for that little boy, but he came. And he's great. He's great. And she's a wonderful mother. And I couldn't be more happy for her and her husband. I just want that same happiness for myself. And I just have to continue to have faith that it's going to happen for us too. And that's just what it comes down to. It's okay to feel these emotions. It's okay to feel these things. But you can't let it get you down to the point where you just want to give up. You have to persevere. You have to keep going. You have to keep pushing. And I want a baby. I want to grow my family. I do. I want that with all my heart. And if that means I have to continue to be patient and continue to do what's in my power to do, then I'm going to do that, you guys. I'm going to do that. And I'm not going to stop until I'm looking into the eyes of that beautiful baby. And yeah, so that's just what I wanted to share with you guys today. My personal feelings and my personal experiences as far as, dealing with jealousy, especially dealing with jealousy while I'm dealing with my infertility. It is not easy seeing other people pregnant. It is not easy hearing pregnancy announcements. It's not easy hearing birth announcements. But at the end of the day, I am grateful that I have good support system, and I'm grateful that I have a wonderful outlet like YouTube where I can share my feelings with people who may be going through the same thing or maybe want to speak on it but don't know how, because like I said, it's kind of a taboo subject. I mean, what is too much? Like, stealing somebody's baby? Yeah, I'd say that's a bit too much. You know what I mean? What's okay? Crying at night because you want to be pregnant, how Jenny, your neighbor, is pregnant? That's not a bad thing. That's a natural emotion to feel. So I just don't want people to think that it's not okay to feel this way. I would not encourage you to act on anything negatively. I would not encourage you to be hurtful or hateful to anybody else, because at the end of the day, that serves no positive purpose, and it's not going to get you any closer to getting a baby yourself. Just try having understanding and trusting in God's plan. I mean, at the end of the day, I know that Heavenly Father has a plan for my husband and I, and I have to continue to have faith in that plan. And maybe that plan is that I don't have children here on earth, and I have to come to terms with that if that's the case. But my husband and I have a really long road ahead of us. It's just monetarily, we can't afford it right now. That's another part of jealousy, that other people have money to do IUIs and to do IVFs and great medical coverage to do those things, and I don't. I have what I have, and I'm working with what I'm working with, and sometimes it's not enough. A lot of times it's not enough. And it's really unfortunate when you tell people, oh, when they say, oh, how come you haven't had a baby yet? And it's like, because I can't afford it. Not like I can't afford it month to month, like I can't afford to take care of my child, but I can't afford to even try and have a baby. Like, my situation is very unique. I cannot bear a child on my, I cannot conceive a child on my own. And it's a hard pill to swallow. It's not easy to come to that realization, but that is my truth. That is my story. That is what I'm working with. And so I just have to be patient, and I have to put my faith in God. And I've been doing that. And, I'm still here. I'm still trucking along. And so, we'll just see what the future holds. But I just want to encourage all of you to remember to be positive moving forward with whatever it is that you're doing or whatever it is you're trying to achieve. And don't let anybody tell you that you aren't allowed to have certain emotions, because you definitely are allowed to have certain emotions. So I'm going to leave it there for you guys. Please leave any comments down below if you want to share any of your stories or any of your feelings about some of the things that I've shared. But yeah, so have a good day. Bye, you guys.